Hello and welcome, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your timeless true love read, your path of true love read, though timeless, being recorded for February 2021. I'm doing it in January 2021, so of course, whenever you come across it, if you're guided, you're guided. Cool. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional, edge, professional, intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions. Fellow Earth sign Virgo, the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my bulls, my Taurians, hope you are well. Looking forward to doing these true love reads. They're a little bit different than twin flame or soulmate reads. This is really about your path, your spiritual path, your hero's journey, your healing journey through your relationships of all shapes, sizes, and flavors, not just romantic, sexual, though they certainly can show up in the reading as well, depending on who I am reading for in such a large collective of the Taurus. So there is an extended, you're only getting 12 cards in this one, 2 archetype cards to look at you and whoever is crossing your path. That could be family, that could be friends, that could be lover, that could be anybody. And then a Celtic Cross spread building off of that. In the extended, I don't know, I doubt in the camera you can see all of those, but those are all in there. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the other tarot deck. Yeah, eight other decks I'll be working in the extended on Vimeo.com. The link's down there. So let the standard rules apply, right? At the time of this recording, the standard rules apply. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And by all means, if you're feeling it, check your other signs or check out the extended reads. I'm putting them out as they come because that's what feels right to do, right? Sometimes we just have to not so much pressure ourselves, but go with the flow, even us earth signs, which are sometimes the slowest to it, but there you have it. That being said, all the decks that I read are always in the description box at the bottom. If you want to check out more on them, keep your feet on the floor, both feet if you can. If you can't, that's fine. Just be comfortable. Stay in the present moment, focus on your breath, and let's get up in this gig. Take a nice deep breath. Yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I don't care because I really want to do true love readings. Here we go. These are the best. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of true love, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, please. I need 2 cards for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. Timeless, but February 2021 or whenever they catch this, please. 1 for the Taurus. That was 2. Just 1 for the Taurus, please. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign as the significator, as the bullet point of the GPS, right? That's what we're doing. Celtic Cross is such a GPS read. And 2, what is the dominant archetype at work? The soul power being developed, and whoever is crossing their path, the dominant, right? That's why you'd want to check your other signs, right? Because other people can be crossing your path because people come into your life and leave your life every day, whether we know it or not. So please, who's crossing their path for the Taurus? There we go. February 2021 are timeless. Now, these cards can be a little triggery. Well, these aren't so bad. You come up as the Advocate archetype. The Advocate archetype is the action family of archetypes of the 9 families. And you're crossed with a Seeker archetype, which is wisdom. So, wisdom in action. This could play itself out all sorts of different ways. Let me read you the shadow and the light attributes so you know sort of what each one of you are dealing with in terms of developing these particular flavors of power in your life. For the Advocate, we've got the shadow attribute, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain, which is left, right, and center, it seems, everywhere in the world right now. In the shadow, the light attribute inspires you to put compassion into action. So if compassion is one of your life values as a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, as it certainly can be, it's ruled by Venus, then that is being highlighted here. Who's crossing your path? That's what I love. This isn't divine feminine, divine masculine. This is you and whoever is crossing your path. It's so much easier. I love when they reinterpret the spreads for me. You get the Seeker crossing your path there. The shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. Yeah, outdated. bunch of those. The light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are, which can be very inspiring and very exciting, but feels almost like earth sign, air sign. But, you know, we only got 2 cards on the table. That in play now. We can really, we're done with those. Let's get some Celtic Cross going here. We'll see what the divine feminine part of this is. As much as I know you want to know what's going on the outside, on the path of true love, what they're doing isn't as relevant as you would think. It's more about what are you doing to remove the excess marble, metaphorically speaking, from the divine statue of love that you are underneath our conditioning and you know, our own wounds, like the true self underneath to become true love. That's really what Path of True Love reads about. And every relationship in your life is geared towards getting you there in the divine plan, the cosmic, ineffable, great plan, whatever you want to call it, the quantum unity of it all. Just breathe, I find. Okay, because here we go. Oh, my goddesses of earth. And the sign of Taurus, please. I need 10 cards, but we'll pull them one at a time. And see as we go, please, for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love, being represented here with the Advocate archetype at play, at work in their lives. January, February, I'll even say that, January, this could be going on right now, January, February, but timeless, 2021, absolutely. Oh, we haven't done this in a while. I am glad to. Maiden, mother, crone, you. Wow, so good. I haven't done it that way in a long time. I really am in the moment when I read. Okay, so what is the card that covers you? Oh, the Pisces card. Doesn't necessarily mean you're a Pisces, but if you do have the placement somewhere, notice where that is. With an Advocate, though, this is definitely the compassion part of it, right? I'm a Pisces moon, so I know a lot about Pisces. It is 12th house. It is the collective unconscious. It's the part that we're usually unconscious of, like whatever archetypes are in play in our 12th house, we usually don't see it. But it is also intensely empathic. It has a compassion because all of the other signs exist within Pisces because it is the last step. It's the last spoke of the wheel, if you will, or notch in the belt, because zodiac does mean belt. So yeah, there's definitely emotions at play here, but you may be feeling both ways about something. Dolphin and shark, right? You know, really upstream, downstream. Sorry, I'm having TV show flashbacks. I'll knock that off. Come on, clear. So yeah, I get that. I can feel that. And as a Pisces moon, I do understand it. Oh, but they're in the 2 of Cups. You see, there we go. But the Seeker's got the 2 of Cups. This is romantic, one would think, or at least an emotional attraction, emotional bond. And if you've got the Pisces card, you're feeling it. Now, this doesn't mean this person is immediately in your life. They might just be in your energy field. Because when somebody crosses our path on the path of true love, that doesn't necessarily mean physically, literally. Right? It can be in any number of different ways. So what's at the core of this? The subconscious stuff, which you might not see coming. Well, we have got the 5 of Pentacles, earthquake. Now, I know right away people will say, oh, being left out in the cold, and I get it. But what caused that being left out in the cold was a shakeup. This is the earthquake, a quick, drastic change in the physical world. Now, this can be saying that this is what has brought the 2 of these together, right? This Advocate and the Seeker, because think, the Advocate is going to want to put action into compassion. Strike that, reverse it. Compassion into action. I will slow down. The Seeker wants to, has this hunger and thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. And this is a true love read. So the search for truth with the 2 of Cups, very much a romantic love card. Now, it can be that this is going to change both of your lives very quickly. Like an earthquake does. Earthquakes don't last very long. They build up pressure for who knows how long, right? Hundreds of years, thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, right? And then boom, there's suddenly this movement going on. So I know that being left out in the cold may apply here, but why would that be something at the core of this? And unless you both have experienced being left out in the cold as a result of drastic change in the life, a breakup, a physical separation, maybe it's physical separation between the two of you before. I don't know that this is a comeback around read, but Mercury is going retrograde, so might be by the time you're watching this. So what's in the past? Well, lovely, Nine of Pentacles. Very good for a Taurus. For you to be the Nine of Pentacles, that you've got your stuff together. Like your paperwork is pretty much in order. It's not a 10, but there is a solidity. This is about self-worth, knowing your self-worth and standing on your own 2 feet. It's not that we don't interact with people. People are people. Why should it be? You and I should get along so awfully. I don't get that feeling here. I do get the feeling, though, that there's an independent, I don't want to say an independent streak. You're an earth sign, right? And fixed earth. So you've got the goods. There's no question here, but I feel like not just a sense of physical material abundance, which may not be playing out in your life in terms of coin, but in terms of strength, right? You know, those earth quality stability. It's like you're fine on your own. You'll get by. You're doing fine. And then here you go, this action archetype that you have with this Pisces energy to it, compassion is being put into action. And it does make sense because you're ready to give it, or at least coming from that place of stability where you can put compassion into action amidst an earthquake that feels very underground, that feels very at the core of this, in the sense that there's a real physical change here that I don't think either one of you are really wholly aware of. What's the crown? What's coming into being almost immediate future? Well, 3 of Flames, 3 of Wands, loyalty, waiting, hoping, but not that the decision's already been made. Now it's sort of like watching what happens, right? Lighting the candle in the window, the guidance, the grace, the prayer, the things that we do, even envisioning the future now that we've made the decision from the 2 of Wands, in this case, Flames, where we can feel something building, but there is also a waiting and a loyalty. Now, this could be a question of where your loyalties ultimately lie. As a Virgo, as a Taurus, second house life values, the things that you value will absolutely determine your loyalty structure. For me, it's God, spirit first, then me, then friends and family, then work. Because once I got those first 2, then I'm ready for the rest. And that is very much, right, like what's behind you here. This really like taking care of you, getting it together. And now there is some compassionate action. I mean, Pisces is a very compassionate sign, but it's also very addictive and very diluted, right? Like dolphin and shark. So, you know, with that 2 of Cups, we're also looking at a dualistic water here as well. So to wait, perhaps, right, is what's coming. And it's like, all right, since I'm coming from this place of this 9 of Pentacles, this loyalty coming in, it might be a question of, you know, well, what do we want to do next? We like each other. What do we want to do next? What's before you on the path? The Lovers. I think we can call this what it is. Path of True Love reading, definitely as a romantic thing and a major life-changing decision. Look, pardon me, Carol King, wherever you are, but I think the earth might have moved under your feet. You felt the sky tumbling down. The millennials have no idea what I just said, but look it up. Carol King. I feel the earth move under my feet every now and again, but I'm a Virgo. I'm used to that sort of thing. Mutable earth. This is really, I would say, in a way, a classic true love reading. Just in the first 6 cards. Your past, present, future, 4, 2, 6 is 9 of Pentacles coming from this real stable place, right? You know, that you've got, God bless the child has got its own, the Taurus that's got its own, right? And what's crossing your path is the Seeker with the 2 of Cups. There's definitely an emotional attraction there. There's definitely something, whether it's a comeback or a first time, we'll see, but leading to the Lovers, where this is probably soul contract based, whether it's twin flame or soulmate, can't see it right now. At least not yet in the extended that may show itself, or maybe you're just not supposed to know right now. But a major life decision coming, but with this 5 of Pentacles, really, because I can see now, I look at the horizontal, the vertical, right, at the core, underneath this, there is a lot is changing. Now, imagine the internalization of all that's changed on planet Earth in your life and in whoever the Seeker is. Divine masculine, divine feminine, doesn't care. Does feel like lover energy, does feel romantic. But it feels like both of you have been shook to your core. And you may not be as aware of that as you think, or one of you more than the other. So here you are in this, I want to say, they're giving me the words bifocal emotional energy, like one emotion is going this way, one the other, right? Dolphin and shark, about the cause of this, right? You know, right? Well, the shadow is embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain, which is interesting. But what it really feels like here is inspiring you to put compassion into action, which would say to me that maybe something has gone on between the two of you, where your need to be compassionate rather than to take action out of something a bit, let's say, more violent or not so healthy, so to speak, could be on the table here too. And that would also give a little extra shake to that Five of Pentacles. All right, let's keep going. Let's build the staff here. So of course, waiting and loyalty. Well, let's see how this goes. I mean, I think after the past year, none of us are really rushing into anything too crazy unless we do. And, you know, it's such an individual thing. You can't say that everybody has to wait or everybody has to rush ahead. Where it's a highly individualized curriculum, says the Course in Miracles. Take a nice deep breath. Please, my goddesses, let's build the staff here. What is their lesson? This Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, path of true love. Hero on the journey, healer on the journey, January, February, timeless 2021. Please, what is the lesson the gods are trying to teach them? The coyote. Let's get these down. How about from the outside looking in? How does the world see them? Well, 10 of flames, which is a little bit different than a 10 of wands in traditional tarot. We'll get there. What is the destiny that can be hewn from the fate on the hero's journey of the path of true love? For them right now, their destiny, 9 of blades, not bad. Not sorry, 9 of blades, 6 of blades, sorry. A lot of their cards, a lot of the air cards are similar. They're all in mandala fashion, not all of them, most of them. And please, what is the most probable outcome in the quantum timeline for this Taurus sign on the path of true love, January, February, timeless 2021. Ace of Wands. Why do I have a feeling Aries ended the same way? I don't write them down. I don't write down every card, and I only write down the dominant archetypes. Okay, now look, right, like we said, we left off here in this exposition with you, major life decision. It does feel like it's your decision. Remember, all of this stuff is inside. Daughters of the Moon are the divine feminine aspect of self, right? So you got the stability and you're kind of like this with the emotions, but you're definitely feeling the Two of Cups here, but a little shook on the inside. You might not know exactly what that shook is. I think it's because it really is something that is going to require some loyalty and some focus and some waiting. Threes are about initial foundations, like a perfect tripod. The camera won't wobble with the tripod, right? It's perfectly distributed weight, a good solid foundation. And here comes the big decision, life-changing decision. Can you make the most loving, wise, empowering choice or decision that you can make? Their chakras, where you make your choices, your willpower. What will you say? What won't you say? Well, your lesson is the coyote. Now, Daughters of the Moon is the devil card, but because it's feminist deck, don't use patriarchal imagery, which I love. That's not that I love the patriarchal imagery. I love that this is the coyote, but splits it into the coyote woman as well as oppression, right? Because both of those are true. Sometimes there is stuff in our shadow that we do not want to look at, and it sneaks up on us and tricks us, right? So that we learn. This can be very self-sabotaging, but if it's in the lesson position, you're looking at, how am I letting my fears sabotage me in this? My God, let me count the ways, right? Please, I could talk about this forever in my own personal life over the years and how we learn and grow. But sometimes it's also just in the lesson position that the gods are trying to teach you something, right? It's part of your curriculum. It's part of what your soul came to learn, to endure, to grow, to heal, to become the best that you could be. Like I say in every freaking prayer I say on YouTube. But sometimes we have to be tricked into it. And sometimes you got to go stealth too. Isn't that the case? Like, seriously, in this world right now, sometimes you just, particularly if you're an empath, you got to go a little stealth. You know, it's not so much the Six of Swords being sneaky, but sometimes for our own self-preservation, right? You know, we have to disguise ourselves a little bit. It's just, is that coming from true self-preservation, guidance, and grace? Or are we just trying to run away and pretend to be something that we're not? Lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions that bite us in the ass. And that's why the chains around the little demon and demonette in the devil card in the Rider-Waite, right? They're soft loops. They could just walk right away. They don't, right? So there's something tricky going on here in this on the path of true love for you. And it is romance. And it probably, with that Five of Pentacles, that's part of the tricky part. And you might not know all of it because it's in the core, it's in the subconscious position. Almost like what you don't see coming or what you don't know about. But I think you get a feeling of it with that Pisces sensitivity covering you there as the advocate. You may very well want to take action, but not know how to. Which is okay. From the outside looking in, you are learning something. You are completing a cycle of fire here. And like I said, you know, the Ten of Wands in every other deck seems to be such a huge pain in the ass. It's not in this one. It's the Hora. If you've ever been to a Jewish bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, not like they're any other kind, or wedding, a Jewish wedding, right? It's Hava Nagila. My mother divorced my father, married her divorce lawyer. I grew up when I was 2, right? So I am familiar. I'm very familiar. It's a wonderful time. I went to this one where they took oranges, hauled them out, soaked them in water, froze them, and we did shots of vodka. It was fabulous. A bit like I had such a good time, right? So this is sort of like a card of celebration, but in the sense of graduation, because boy, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, weddings, you go through a lot. They're rites of passage. So there's definitely something from the outside looking in that you might not be able to see, that you've actually learned something in terms of taking an ace and walking it all the way through as a 10, or at least appearing that way from the outside looking in. Because it would say to me that, yeah, you're closing something out because what's coming for you is a new beginning. This could be the completion of, if this was a comeback around, right? Where it reboots, but it reboots different. And why I'm going to say that is the destiny here is the Six of Blades. Yes, moving from turbulent waters to more smooth, but through the mind, through communication. Yes, the card itself is called manipulation, but therapy is manipulation, counseling is manipulation, breathwork's manipulation, card reading's manipulation, cooking's, breathing's manipulation. I mean, you know what I mean? But this really feels like the way to achieve your destiny, how to hewn destiny from fate. And there is a big difference between fate and destiny. If the hero doesn't take the journey, he suffers his fate. If he does, he's got a shot, no guarantee, of manifesting their destiny. What I call the golden timeline. I'm down for it and up for it. But to then really look at the way that destiny is available to you right now is a time of rethinking, is a time perhaps of balanced communication. Particularly, they keep giving me the word particularly. You know the word spin? You know, like political spin or spin in the news. If you take the shadow out of that, sort of the icky manipulation part of it, this is prayer. This is meditation. This is seeing things. It's all, I almost want to say it's like a minor arcana version of the Hanged Man, but only mental. Right, to see things differently. Maybe sometimes the speaking and the communicating of it as it comes out of your mouth, you realize that though that is what you thought, that is not what you really feel. That's what I'm getting. And so to end then with the Ace of Wands, a new passion, a new seed, but I do feel like it is the completion of this 10, because this would be the outcome, the future, the most probable outcome of this timeline is that's, yes, something is completing, but you graduated, and maybe it's the two of you that graduated, because honestly, the only card that gives me pause is the Coyote Woman in the lesson position. So that can be self-sabotage by fear. That can be a trick is being played on you when you're learning that a trick is being played on you, or you're learning that you've played a trick on yourself, or that things were not as they appear to be. Oh, they're giving me Wile E. Coyote. Oh my God, super genius. Like we think we know, and we don't. And I think that's what this is. You might not have all the facts in this situation if this is a come around. And if this is about the past, I got to say, though, your past is looking pretty solid. Then really, what are the fears that bind you? What is the shadow you're afraid to look at? This absolutely speaks of shadow work. But if you've never met this person before until they cross your path, you'll know them as a seeker, and there will be that mutual Two of Cups vibe. Remember, it's not necessarily a true love card at a 2. It's saying it's an emotional attraction. It can absolutely indicate a soul contract of any shape or form, of which twin flame and soulmate are but 2. But this does feel a little soulmatey. The question is, are you helping each other heal, or are you teaching each other how to heal yourselves, which is not as pretty as it sounds. So that's what I see for you. A new beginning here with an advocate and a seeker. I just feel like if this is a comeback around, you might as well have the conversation, right? Because you're both waiting for something, or at least you are, right? But I will say that the core of this is this 5 of Pentacles. You might have been through a bunch. You might have been through a bunch either together or separately. And that 5 of Pentacles, yes, I would say then that is the other concerning card here. That unconsciously you guys are taking this maybe feeling of abuse, abandonment, rejection, codependence, whatever it is. And that's the lesson, is to see that, yes, that did teach you things. But now that you've learned those lessons, apply them, even if it's with the same person again. Though I never tell people what to do, certainly take your time. That's what's coming in next, right? That crowning energy. 3 of Wands. To thine own self be true, but I suggest the divine first, then you. Thank you, Ian Van Zandt. In the meantime, brilliant book. Anyway, here's the blessing. Breathe. Yeah, my pantheons of the divine, please. May the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need, this advocate and this seeker on the path of true love, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may become the best that they can be, to hold loyalty and honor to the truth of who they are and make the loving, wise, empowered decisions coming from that place of strength and self-worth that they've garnered, to learn their lessons of fear and embrace the shadow necessary so that they break the chains that barely bind them anymore, completing the cycle, seeing things different, and starting all over again with a brand new, brighter passion than ever before for themselves, possibly for this seeker, and certainly for the well-being of all. So motivating. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, you want more, subscribe, check you might want to check the Vimeo.com, the extended reading, because there's like 18 more cards I think that's going to hit the table on top of this, and that's why I have a big table, right? Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of all of this on the path of true love. And it does take tenacity on the path of true love. And you are a Taurus, so I know that you have it. So wishing you the very best and the very blessed, my darling fellow earth signs. Hail. Farewell and blessed, blessed be.